Favorite brand of clothing? Probably... you know... I don't really have a favorite brand of clothing, I don't think. I used to like Anchor Blue, but then they closed down. So, no, I don't really have a favorite brand, I just wear whatever the fuck. I wear a lot of shit from, I can't even think of the name of the site now. Fucking... What's the name of the site where you... It's like they have one shirt a day that appears, and I can't think of the name of it, and why, I just ate a dick. It's like, they have like one shirt a day, and I can't think of the name of it, and it's like an exclamation point at the end of their name. They also did Woot. Yeah, Woot, that's what it was. I have a lot of shirts from Woot. So that's, I mean, I guess statistically that would be my favorite. Imagine if all this shit was in the original Mario, and either A, the game was so difficult that fucking people couldn't beat it. What the fuck, man? That people couldn't beat it, or, and like it killed video games, or alternatively, it made everybody into being used to games being like stupidly hard. And then that's like how all games were. And then with our reflexes honed, we became a nation of super soldiers, able to fucking run right into Red Piranha whenever we wanted and suck the fattest dick that we could possibly imagine fitting inside of our goddamn tiny ass mouths. Super soldier, super sucker, super soaker. Get it all over yourself. Hop on a motherfucking turtle and fuck him up the ass before he even knows what the hell happened. The end. Good story. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Going full ham. Have I ever worn women's clothing before? Well, I wore a kilt once for a presentation in college, but that's not really women's clothing. But I guess some people would call it women's clothing in America, so that's about the closest I ever got to it. I wore a kilt once for a college presentation where we were all acting like Scottish Olympians, like it was like the Scottish Olympics. And I forget what it was called, but we had to do it for like a presentation, and all of us dressed up in kilts, and we went to the local park and fucking like practiced this shit for like days, and then we did it in front of our class, and we got an A. So. Some crazy ass motherfucking jumps. Oh shit. Too bad I can't get to that. Or can I? No! Bad. Did I wear underwear? No. I was about to say, like, did I just, like, fucking, like, end? Like, am I just done? That is a weird fucking ending. What vehicle do I drive? I drive a decommissioned military-grade tank. I've unfortunately killed a few innocent civilians with it, but that is the price you pay for fashion. I would say what I drive, but it is not really a extremely common car. It's not like it's like a ritzy car or whatever, but it's just not really a common. It's a side series of a normal car that like I got for a really, really cheap price. So I think if I say it, people will like stalk me if they know where I live, and then they will like find out where I live, and then I will probably get gangbanged by a bunch of men, and that would be very unpleasant. But rest assured, it is not a fucking fancy car. Although notably, the previous owners of the car... Here's the weird thing. I looked up the Carfax for it, and the previous owner of the car is somebody who likes to fall down pits. The previous owner of the car was a 40-year-old woman, and then the car received significant damage at some point, enough that it had to be rebuilt before it could even be driven again. And then nobody touched it for like 8 years. And then fucking I bought it. And here's the weird thing, is the car had all these decals and floor mats and shit like that that were like super extreme racing and stuff like that, and like all these like things like that. And apparently I took the car to a mechanic at some point to get it looked at, and the wheels on it are Z-rated. So those of you who are into cars know what that means, probably. You probably already realize that's very abnormal for a normal fuck-around car to have Z-rated tires. Like, this thing can't even go over like 120, I think, at most. Like, pedal to the metal, I think it can break like 120. And yet it has Z-rated tires. So you probably are like, what the flying fuck right now. And if you don't know what that means, it basically means those tires are graded to like be God tier level. They're basically like fucking, like, the best grade of tires you can get that are not like, you know, NASCAR type shit or something like that. So it's very bizarre that a 40-year-old woman would own a car that had a shit ton of racing decals on it and like super pro God tier tires and all this stuff, and then it would just, she'd just give it up and it got in an accident. So my theory is, as dark as this is that she bought the car for her son, and her son was heavy into racing, and when he got in a massive accident that rendered the car unusable, she sold it because it probably killed him. So yeah, I realized that the other day, that I may be driving a dead man's car. So, oh wait, this is repeating, isn't it? This is repeating, isn't it? Motherfuckers. I didn't even realize that now. Well, it's not so much being sexist and ageist, but you do have to realize, statistically, there's not exactly a high percentage of 40-year-old female drivers that would get, like, God-tier, like, tires and all this other shit. I mean, it's totally possible, but, you know, the other theory, the reason why I'm banking on that is, if she was really, really into driving like that, why would she give up the car after an accident, after she put so much money and time into it? Like, wouldn't you think she'd just get it repaired and then keep it? But yet she sold it immediately after that accident. That's what makes me think it's something that happened to like her son or something like that, is she gave it up because she couldn't stand to have it around anymore because it reminded her of her dead son. It's an automatic. So. No! Fuck my ass! Well, who are you gonna sell it to that's gonna buy it with all those, like, problems? That's the thing, too, is, like, she probably had to fucking sell that for, you know, almost nothing. Oh my god.